I'm now going to sum up the most important points Mises makes in the section titled Ends and Means. We've talked about this before. What is an end? According to Mises, an end is the result an actor intends to achieve with his action. And what is a means? Remember that in English, means always ends with an S, even when it's singular. A means is anything the actor subjectively believes will permit him to achieve his end. Bear in mind that both ends and means are always subjective. In what sense? In the sense that the subject involved in the action is the one who discovers the end worthwhile to her and seeks out the means she subjectively believes, that is, from her own particular viewpoint, which will be necessary to accomplish her objective. Now, let's delve into this a bit more. The end, which is what we intend to achieve with our action, can in turn be a means in the context of a more general or broader action. What we're going to do now is look at the relationships between ends and means. An end connected to a concrete action can become a means if we look at this end from the perspective of a broader or more general action. Here's an example we'll all relate to immediately. What are we doing right now? We are involved in a concrete action. What is it? We are attending Professor Huerta de Soto's political economy class, which is scheduled for today, November the 12th, 2009, at 7 o'clock in classroom 109, which is this one. What end are we pursuing with this action? Well, our end is to participate in class, find out its content, learn, take notes, reach the end of the book. In short, to take advantage of the opportunity we have to learn here today. That's our end. What means are we using to achieve it? We're using lots of means. To begin with, an hour of our time. Instead of being here, we could be at home watching a movie, or at a disco with our boyfriend or girlfriend, or just chatting out in the garden. We have other means as well. Who's holding a pencil or a pen? Please hold it up. That's another means. And I don't see anyone naked. Has anyone come to class naked? No, we're all dressed. Another means. You're also using desks to lean on, and paper. There are countless means. And if you notice, the professor is wearing 2 microphones. And there is a mysterious man over there with a camera. Many means are helping us achieve our end, which is to take advantage of this class. Now, if we consider our end in the context of a broader action, our end of taking advantage of this class becomes a means. For example, the end of successfully completing this school year. The school year concludes in June, and to move on to the next year, we must first pass all our subjects, and one of the means of achieving that end is to attend class. Thus we see that what was an end in the context of a narrower or more limited action becomes a means in the broader context of a more general action, which is to successfully complete the school year. And in turn, this end, to successfully complete the school year, becomes a means if we consider that we are at the same time involved in another broader action, which is to obtain our degree. There are students here from 2 different majors. Some are pursuing an undergraduate degree in audiovisual sciences. Others are completing the official master's degree program in Austrian economics. Well, from the perspective of obtaining our undergraduate degree or our master's and getting a job, the end of successfully completing this school year becomes a means. So we see that in light of a broader action, all ends become means. For why do we want to obtain our degree? One end many of you may share is to carve out a professional future for yourselves and make an honest living in the years to come. To accomplish that end, one means is to complete your degree with flying colors. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a practical task for all of you. You can see that each end becomes a means when we view the end from the perspective of a broader action. Well, let's take this to the extreme. I'd like you all to think about what your ultimate end is in light of this logic. Please write 1 page about it and turn it in to me next Monday. Haven't we just said that an end becomes a means in the context of a broader action, which is connected with another more general end, and so on? Well, think about what your ultimate end is. We've seen how an end becomes a means. There is a relationship in the other direction as well, because means can affect a more general end. How many times have we heard the expression, the end does not justify the means? I'll give you a dramatic example. Let's say my end in life is to make the Basque country independent. That's what I subjectively value the most. And as economists, we can't criticize that, because it is the acting subject who determines the ends. Now I look for means. I choose kidnapping, shooting people in the back of the head. Someone might say to me, "Don't be a thug. The end does not justify the means. Is there a conflict here between ends and means?" If we just think about it a little, we realize that there is not. There is a conflict between different ends, because the goal of respect for life and liberty is a value in itself, and a very important one. And if we compare it to another end, a political end like gaining the benefits of a supposed independence, etc., what we see is that there is a conflict between ends. When we say the end doesn't justify the means, what we're really doing is concealing a conflict between different ends. And many people might make the following subjective valuation. The independence of the supposed country does not justify taking the life of one single innocent person, for example.